What up, ADD fam? What it do, what it do, what it do, what is up, what is up? Huh? No, for real, what it do, what's up? So, I met Ludacris many, many years ago. And as of pretty much every other story I've ever had and told, always some kind of mayhem, right? Always a little more zazz to it than just your average conversation, whatever. My whole life's been like that. Like I said, one skit after another. And so, at this time, Colin and Zach now are 22 and 23, or 22 and 24, or kind of lost about it. Zach's 23, Colin's 22, I think. Could be 21. Could be turning 22, or he could be turning 23. Truthfully, I don't know. Anyhow, they were infants at this time. Okay, they were real young. 5, 6, something like that, probably. Zach's almost 2 years older than Colin, so they were. And maybe my wife would be able to help me, but probably not. Well, no, she could help me recollect. You know, she knows years and shit a little better than I do. Anywho, the boys were very young. They were kids at this time. And we took them to Dave & Buster's. For those that do or don't know, pretty much 80, 70, 50% at least of you are going to know what Dave & Buster's is. Surely, it's a sports bar and grill. It's a huge place where they have they do all kind of different shit, right? And they have this huge, enormous arcade. Okay, it's called Dave & Buster's. It's it's a nice place to be. It's a family place. It's definitely a place you take your kids, or you take a date. Like I said, they have arcades. They got pool tables. A nice upscale restaurant. There's a bunch of stuff you can do in there, right? All kind of different activities alongside playing video games. This is a pretty tight place. So we're down in the arcade part, right? And it's me and Colin and Christy, and the boys are little. And I notice Ludacris. And I go and I walk up to him. The person I am. I'm pretty, assertive. I go for something and relentless. I'm gonna have my way if I'm set on something. So I see Ludacris and his entourage. He's got glasses on, and I bum rush him, right? And his security guards got right in front of me, between him and I, right? It's like, whoa, like shoveling me off, right? So he walks by, and I try to approach him at first, and I don't get, I'm over exaggerating. I approached him. They shooed me off. No more to it for that minute. So I said, all right, I give him some space, right? And he, like I said, I had just seen him. He had just walked into the arcade part, so he had just gotten there, right, with his kids, and I knew that, and I had my kids were there. So I figured I'd give him some space, give him some time, give him some space. So he's walking, and at this time, I'm following him, and two other people, a black girl and a white girl, two other moms, noticed me, right? Like, I homed in on him, was following him and shit, and I noticed these two girls noticed me, noticed him, and then they looked and they said, "Oh my God, it's Ludacris!" And they started, yapping and shit, and by this time now I've alerted my wife and kids, okay, that Ludacris is here in this arcade at Dave & Buster's, right? So my wife and kids, if does everybody know what a yard ape is? Okay. A yard ape, if you don't know, is like wacky kids, yard apes. The kid's full of energy and he's goofy and bouncing off the wall and annoying as hell could all be. The parents will call him a yard ape. For those of you that never heard that before, it's not a racial thing or nothing like that. You just call annoying kids yard apes. And so my yard apes, my kids, all the other kids, by this time, all this attention had been drawn to them, right? All because of my big mouth. And the other people, I noticed him, no one else noticed him. So I was the first to approach. And then at first, they seen me, and when I caught their attention, and so once they seen that who I was after, then I didn't call it out. I just went and got my wife and kids, right? But they're seeing me walking, I'm walking a little faster than average. They watch me like, what's this crazy white boy doing? I walk around this place, and what I'm doing is pretty much like blocking him off to where he's eventually going to go through all the video games. He's going to run into me. He's going to run into my kids, period. I'm plotting and planning, how am I going to do this? How am I going to meet Ludacris, right? And so my kids and my wife, I wish I could have videotaped that. The joy and the excitement in my wife and the kids, they was having a grand old time. Ludacris was always this big shit. That was back in the days when, Saturday, ooh, that was the time when he was really hitting, and bumped into Ludacris. And so anyways, we chase him around like a yard ape for quite some time, pester him, and people are approaching him and shit. This arcade's a big place. If you've never been to Dave & Buster's, figure an arcade in a place, not quite a football field, but a lot bigger than just your average restaurant. This big open areas, all these games, and him and his entourage are going from game to game with their kids playing, but all these people are, annoying and bugging him and shit and trying to, get clout and get their picture taken and all that. And so finally, he's done with the games now. And so he goes and he sits down at a table, right? By this time, my wife and my kids have chased him around the entire arcade. They chased him around it like 3 times now, right? This shit was funny and silly looking. I don't even know if I doubt we had, camera phones and all this shit back then. I'm going back quite a ways. I'm going back more than 10 years. So yeah. so we yard ape up on his ass, and he's being disturbed, but he's got several bodyguards, and so you can't just walk right up to him. So they finally get done with the video games, and he sits down at the tables, and I walk over to the table, and I said, hey buddy, I said, I'm a huge fan, and I reached my fist across the table like to give him that. He was sitting at a table, at a 4-man table, right? And 2 of them was his kids was sitting, and there was his bodyguard, but there was 2 bodyguards not sitting, standing right in front of there. So I basically had to reach around them and be goofy and annoying as hell, you know what I'm saying? His bodyguards are, sitting there blocking people, leave them alone, yada, 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 right? So fuck that. So I leaned across the table and I said, big dabs, and I stuck my head up, my fist across, and he looked at me. He had sunglasses on. He looked at me. He signed his name on a napkin and handed it to me. He never said 2 words to me. Yeah, honest to God truth. See, that's some crazy shit. Meeting Luda at and being yard apes. And I just thought of it because I just seen him yesterday. He was on, the black comedian, Country Wayne, Drip Drop. If you don't know who it is, check out Drip Drop Country Wayne. He's this black guy that does these like little skits and shows. He's huge. Probably most of you already know who he is. And he's got his whole family in on this. His ex-girlfriend and his new girlfriend and their family and all this shit. He's got all these videos about that. But he's from Atlanta, and all his shit he's posting is all around here. Like, I drive by all the time the places where he's posting from. He's doing videos right here in Marietta. I live in Marietta, and I'm like 15, 20 minutes from Atlanta. All his videos are all in places that are around me, right around here. So like I said, as a matter of fact, he posts videos all the time from his mama's house, which is downtown Marietta, which is Marietta Ghetto, which is where the same place that I was beat up, ripped people off, robbed people, and got robbed myself. And right across the street from there, from his mama's house. When he posts videos, he'll be meeting somebody in the street, and you'll see the street sign will say Roosevelt. That's Roosevelt Circle. It's Roosevelt Circle in 120. 120 is a major road in Marietta. It's called the 120 Loop. Goes from Marietta across several counties, starting out like Hiram, and takes you all across town, right? 120. And so 120 is close to where I live. And so anyways, it's at 120 and Roosevelt Circle is where this guy, Country Wayne's, posting videos. And it's like 2 miles, I'm a mile from it. I'm actually like right down the street from it right now. As a matter of fact, fuck it. I'm gonna go show you how close. You think that, bullshit. I'm gonna show you how close we are now. I'm right down the street from where I'm talking about, in other words. But anywho, yeah, so Country Wayne was just on Ludacris. I saw his last video or two. He pops up on Ludacris, right? And so I thought that was pretty cool. And that, that I met Ludacris back in the day. For those of you that do and don't know, he used to be a DJ right here in Atlanta, Ludacris. He was on our radio back in the day, right? So, I know a lot of these, I know a shit ton of black guys that know all these dudes down here. Do work, construction, drugs, friends. I've got a lot of associates that are black, nothing funny. I got associates and friends that are black that, I do work with and through type shit, right? I don't care what you are, whatever. Like I said, I got a lot of friends that are black. Anyways, we're right here where this guy posts his mom. I'm gonna have to flip this around and show you how crazy this shit. And you'll see this if you're interested. Next time you see Country Wayne Drip, look it up, Country Wayne. He's got like different little skits. He acts like he's an old horny man in one, and he's got it going on, right? He's made himself into a star. So just like I said, coincidentally, his mom's house is right up the street. We're fixing to be there. And like right now, we're at a point where the other way is towards home, right? So I'm telling you, like, it's less than a mile out of my way on my way home from work, right? So this, like I said, I got history right here. I've ripped drug dealers off here and come back around and got caught by them. So I've done all kind of crazy, dirt and stupid shit back here, back in the days. I would take these guys to hook up some of these crack dealers. This is the Roosevelt Circle, right, in Marietta. Okay, back in the day, this is major crack towns. We go down here and get cocaine and crack. We're fixing to be there. So this is 120 that we're on, and Roosevelt Circle is right here. This is it right here at this intersection. That'd be some fucked up, wouldn't that be some crazy shit if I seen his ass? I think this is it, to tell you the truth. I think that's him. think that's his car. That would be cool as shit. Like I said, look it up, Country Wayne. His mama lives right here, and he's major, right? He's no small fish and no shit like that. Like, he's got his own little TV network series. And his mama lives right here. You can see the videos yourself. He's always meeting people right here. And it's right here. And like I said, this is a mile, not even a whole mile out of my way on my way home from work. That's how close I live to here. We're North Marietta Parkway and Roosevelt Circle. And I'm always seeing him right here at this intersection. And you'll see this sign, Roosevelt Circle. You'll see the signs in the back. And I bet that's it. ADD gone wild as fuck. I should honk the horn. If I see him though, it's ADD on as a motherfucker. I swear that's him. Maybe one of. It's a black tinted out SUV. I'm trying to stall. Something tells me. Like I said, he's a star, and this is his mama's house. Like where we are right now, where I am right now, in front of this. This is Roosevelt Circle. They sit here and do these fucking shows right here. So one of these days, my ADD ass is gonna run into him. I mean, I'm not very polite. I'm passing the police. I had to put my shit down. Yeah. ADD gone wild. I guess that's good enough, fam. We're gonna run into him though. Believe that. Like I said, he's a mile out of my way on my way home. At 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, I come through here more than most other ways. So ADD gone wild as fuck. Ludacris. ADD and crazy amount. Ha ha!